Hello again, everyone, and welcome back. Today we have another offering from Stowaway Gourmet. Now, I said that I was going to learn how to say this word, but I'm still going to butcher it because I never took French, and I'm not French, and I don't plan on going to France. But anyway, I know this is basically Burgundy, so I've made beef Burgundy in restaurants before. It's very good. Very wine heavy for the most part, but this is lamb Bourguinon. Hopefully I said that okay. So any French people, if you want to, I may never say that word again. I literally put a video on before this, and just had this French guy, Bourguinon, 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 like one of those ridiculous, cassette tapes you could put in your car. Those old language cassette tapes that I never used, but they were like in movies for a time. Anyway, so this is a lamb dish. It's a stew of lamb and vegetables in a red wine reduction. Big calories, 564 calories in one bag. Not quite as full as some of the other ones are, but that's okay. I don't need a busting bag to have the big calorie content. But this one, I believe, is new from Stowaway. At least I haven't seen them do this particular menu before, but they like to push the envelope, and I personally love that. Here are the nutritional facts, and this is for half a pouch, by the way, so you just double the whole thing. And the ingredients lists are down here. Lamb, potatoes, onions, wine, celery, carrots, mushrooms, stock. Okay. Tomato paste. I bet this is going to be good. I think this will be good. So anyway, instructions for the making. They are looking for 1 1/4 cup or 300 milliliters of boiling water. Stir as well. Let stand 10 minutes. So pretty standard there. Let's go ahead and get this opened up here. All right. Look inside. Kind of looks like stuffing. Get this oxygen absorber out of here. I want to give it one more smell. Yeah, there's another smell in there. I'm not quite sure what it is, but classically I would think it's fish, which is kind of interesting. Oh, hey, by the way, disclaimer time for the people who continue to comment. When this calls for boiling water, you use boiled water. Boiled water. I mean, boiling point is, what is boiling point? Is it 212 Fahrenheit? Is that boiling? I should know that. I don't remember that right off the top of my head. That could be right. But anyway, boiling point is a temperature of water, right? So I boil my water. I put it in this insulated thermos thing, and then I transfer it to here. You do not have to use boiling water to rehydrate meals. As a matter of fact, in the backpacking community, cold soaking is a very popular method because it keeps you moving. You don't have to stop and heat up water. Now, for best results, boiling water would be good, but you're not boiling the dish. So a rolling boil, you're never going to have true boiling water for anything unless you were to have a rolling boil in your pot and then you dump this in there. But you don't have to do that. Also, as you guys know, I pretty much go by sight and by feel. I understand that there are people that get awful uppity about exact instructions, and I'm sorry, I'm just not that guy. I've been doing this for, a long time, just in general with these type of meals, and I know roughly about how things are going to turn out. So, but with that being said, I do usually roughly use about the amount of water that they recommend. Now, my general rule of thumb is for this first stage, I like to get it to the consistency that I think it would be good when I want to eat it. And then add a little bit more water, because with basically every single freeze-dried ration, you are going to need to add more water, okay? It's the nature of rehydration. So right now, this is actually looking pretty good. Nice, thick stew. But if it's like that now and it still has to rehydrate, there's no way it's going to look like that when I finally get to it. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, and we're going to thin it out just a little bit, and then we're going to let it set. And normally, about the 5 to 6 minute mark, I like to check back and make sure I don't need any more water. And if I do, I will add more water. Again, this is personalized. That's actually still really nice and thick. I'm going to add a little bit more. And by the way, for those of you who aren't aware, this thermos is 500 mils that I use. All right, that's good. This is nice. So it's pretty good, but it's a little bit more runny. And I will say this, just judging based upon experience, I'm probably going to add a little bit more water to this at that 5 to 6 minute mark, but I'm going to button this up, let it work, and then we're going to come back. But again, this sort of stew, I actually want it to be a little bit thicker, but preference is key. So let's leave this to do its thing, and we'll come back and try it. All right, it's time to try our lamb burgundy, and see how this turned out. That's pretty good. Maybe a little bit thinner. No, you know what? That's about how I'd like it. I'm good with that. You can definitely smell that wine. Okay. Let's just dive in here. Looks like we've got some pretty good lamb chunks in there. Did say potatoes, not much in the way of the others. Everything else seems to be kind of reduced down. And very nice lot of gravy. Looks good. Okay. Very sweet. Very sweet. Try a little bit of just the sort of the gravy. So there's a lot of lamb. And lamb is kind of one of those things, especially in America, or, you know, and certainly in the Midwest, it isn't really a staple on standard tables. I remember one time, I think it was for Christmas, my stepdad decided he was also going to put lamb on the table, and we did. And that was odd, you know. But lamb can be very good. So there's a lot of meat in here. It's very hearty. It's definitely not a summer dish by any stretch of the imagination. You get the mushroom in there pretty well, which is nice. A little salty, but not terrible. Carrot, potatoes, they all kind of come through. And then you get that swell of that wine as well, which is very nice. But I do think it's a little too sweet. For me, it's just a little bit on the sweet side. So I assume, it says 4 grams of sugar in here. So that reduction probably got a little bit too sweet, but yeah, it's just a wee bit too sweet. So, but the wine itself tastes good in there. This is just like, it's a super nice, hearty stew. And I actually think it's really, really good. And the more you eat it, the more it kind of grows on you. But I can just see, going in a tavern during the winter, a little snow on the ground, getting a big bowl of this and just tucking in with a nice loaf of crusty bread. Man, that'd be great. Summertime though, maybe not so much. But it is very, I actually really like it. I like it a lot. It just cut down on the sweetness, and I'd like it a lot. I love that they're not afraid of the mushroom. I love mushrooms. But there's a good amount of mushroom in there that just gives it a nice earthy, kind of taste to it. It just makes it very, very unique. It makes it a little bit more unique than just a standard like Americanized beef stew. It's just a little bit more special. And you could add a little bit of hot sauce in this just to kick it up a bit, but personally, I'm enjoying it as is. There was a potato. Yeah, I'm enjoying it as is. I wouldn't add hot sauce to it at all. But there we go, lamb bourguignon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are trying out some of these on your own. Obviously, I do these for entertainment value, but also to show you things that are out there from these, these brands. I mean, Stowaway Gourmet is a smaller brand, but I think that they take a lot of really great risks with menus, and they bring out interesting things that you don't typically see. So I tip my cap to them. They do a great job. And this one, I think, is a winner, 100%. So in the comments down below, have any of you tried this particular menu before? If you have, let me know what you thought about it. And then leave me any suggestions for future videos. If you have any, love to hear from you. In the description below, my P.O. box is still down there if you'd like to send anything in to have me review. Or if you'd like to support the channel, Patreon link is down there as well. And then just don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.